Hello everybody, it's Rick. It's August 22nd, 2017. You need to contact me. It's rick0327@me.com. Alright, and just wanted to apologize for wasting a video on that guy yesterday, but it had to be done because this guy's been taking pot shots at me for over 6 months. And also it bothers me when I would get emails from people who are just looking for help from me because of spending a lot of money with him. It bothers me. Not that like I'm Mr. I gotta fix the world type of guy. See, here's the thing with me: you make a donation to me. I can't make any guarantees I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna try, but I answer your emails. I try everything I can to get you where you gotta be. All right, I had a guy this morning email me. He got a dismissal. He took my dismissal paperwork and he made it his own. He took the points for mine and he made his own. So I can't take 100% credit for it, but I get some credit for it. He got a dismissal. He's my subscriber, got my paperwork, took my demand for dismissal, and made it into basically it's like he made it a special appearance, demanding basically like a bill of particulars. I guess it's like a fusion. Special appearance. He's not going to show up unless within 10 days they provide proof of this, that, and the other thing. And they didn't respond to him. And you know what he did? He went down to the courthouse. And here's the thing: these people are fucked up. They didn't even send him the thing in the mail. He had to go to the courthouse and find it himself. But it's nice. So he got a dismissal. All right. So I take some credit, but I can't take 100% credit. That's okay. He's one guy that subscribed to my channel, got my paperwork, and he's off child support. Not bad. And I'll if any of the haters out there gonna say, yeah, he's full of shit, I'll post it tomorrow. How's that sound? Okay, I got permission to do it. Except I just felt like, I didn't feel like sitting in front of my computer making a video. It's really nice out, so I'm not driving around. But again, I'm sorry about yesterday. I tried very hard to avoid this. All right, this guy's been taking pot shots at me for well over 6 months now. I actually used to be friendly with the guy. But it wasn't until I started making videos. Well, I was already making videos when I was fighting, but it wasn't until I started. Now, this is fucked up. Think about the mentality of this fucking clown. Now, when I started asking for donations, you know what I did? I because he helped me. I'm an Osiris. I asked for his blessings and he gave it to me. He's like, Rick, there's plenty of guys who need help. There's more than enough money to go around. That's exactly what he said to me, and he's my friend. All right, because I wasn't comfortable unless I asked him permission, because it was his channel that, how like I get a lot of emails from you guys say, Rick, you gave me hope again. That's what he did for me. His videos, every one of them I agreed with. I was like, wow, I just needed to hear another guy say it, because I already knew a lot of these things, but I also knew a lot of things he taught me. He taught me a lot of stuff. Okay, and I took it, and I got off child support. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got off. I'm telling you. I just needed to hear that other person repeat what I knew. If you can understand that. Sometimes you just need to hear somebody else agree with you. Sometimes, if you can understand, and that's what happened. But anyway, that's what happened with this guy. And I get emails all the time from people. And by the way, I don't even know what he's saying. I don't know. I haven't watched any of his videos in over 6 months. I would get emails from my subscribers. He said this today, he said that today, and I'm like, yeah, he's an idiot. Also, I'd get emails from people who were like looking for help from me because they were victimized by him. And and I would give them the paperwork. And most of them would send me a donation anyway. So the reason why I started this channel, because one, I was documenting my struggle, and then, as I was getting good at this, I was teaching, and, I progressed to where I am now. And my paperwork's always evolving, because I'm always changing my paperwork, because they're always responding. In New York, they 100% are responding to my validation of debt. They know who I am, and I just had to alter the validation of debt today. My man Frankie got a thing in the mail, and we don't have the Fair Debt Collections Act. Again, it's a prefabricated response to the validation of debt, because my validation of debt doesn't say anything about validating a debt under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So what does that tell you? That means that as soon as they probably got a memo, and when you get this in the mail, and also what they stopped doing, because I noticed, because I dealt with these people, okay? They're not signed anymore, okay? These things aren't signed anymore. They're not. They used to be signed by these investigators, okay? The response is now, it's unsigned, which means you can't, if you wanted to sue that person, you cannot. I mean, that's done on purpose. To me, that's also a sign of intentional concealment. All right, you want to know the name of the person you're dealing with. That's the reason why it has to be signed. So I had him write across the letter void for lack of signature, and I know the name of the woman who's in charge of that department. So I had him direct it to her now. All right, and now she is going to, if she pulls any of her bullshit, this woman, and she's a real idiot, another idiot. They must have a psychological to get that job. That you got to, and by answering the questions, they could tell if you're an idiot or not, and that's how you get the job. Like, if you got some type of if you get a little bit of power, you can abuse it, which is what they want. They want these people to treat you like crap, because that's part of the psychological effect. Like, who wants to? It's like when you were a child. If both your parents, you'd go to the one parent that's going to say yes. You stay away from the parent that's going to always say no, or like in my case, my father wouldn't just say no; he'd abuse me. So I have this thing with rejection. I recognize it because of my father. My father wouldn't just say no; he'd be like no, and then he'd rip me apart while he's saying no, like getting roasted. So but that's the part of that legal abuse syndrome. Okay, they want you to be discouraged or beaten down. That way you go away. That's what they want. That's part of the whole psychology. But just know that because they're not responding to my validation, that they're running away from it, is proof that it works. Okay? I'm telling you it works, because they're running away from it. And when they do respond, they're misrepresenting the laws and the facts. Okay, so why would they bring up the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act when it's not even mentioned in my validation letter? So what I did, I reworded it that, be advised, under no circumstances is the undersigned seeking to validate a debt under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And then I would say, please refrain from misrepresenting any laws or facts as is consistent with, fraud or with concealment, to that effect. Okay? And it's very important that we send the paperwork before going to court, okay? So the bill of particulars, what that does is that sets up the facts that are the court is supposedly working off of, or the evidence and the jurisdiction. It's going to make it a lot harder for them. And it's a court rule that they're all supposed to respond to. Okay? So it's by using the court rules, against them. So using it in our advantage. So if you're allowed to demand a bill of particulars, why not use it to our advantage? Because you know they're not going to give us these tools. You know a lawyer is not going to do this. We have to do it. Okay? And it's also the writ of quo warranto. Why are the, this has happened at least a dozen times, easy. I've had people file the writ of quo warranto, and it happened to me. And, it happened to me in the federal court. What they do is they give it to another judge. No, in my court, in the federal court with me, it was the order to show cause. Which the order to show cause is kind of like a writ of quo warranto in its way. You know what I mean? Like you're just showing cause, but with a writ of quo warranto, you're asking to see the oath of office and the jurisdiction that the court is working, because one goes hand in hand. You need to have they need to have oath of office, and the court also needs jurisdiction. And what I did was I included, there's a federal appeals case out of Florida. Johnson. I forgot the name of it. What I'll do is when I upload the video later, I'm going to put it in the description. It says that a writ of quo warranto has to be entered or in the circuit court level, which is what we're dealing with. All of you, so all the circuit courts, common pleas courts, family law courts, domestic courts. They're all circuit level courts. They're all circuit courts. You have to get it done. You have to do it that way because, as I've said in my videos, you cannot appeal jurisdiction. You have to establish jurisdiction before filing an appeal, which is the reason why it's so difficult to get them to show us jurisdiction. They run sideways from it. All right? So I'm going to shut the video down. It's like a scrambled eggs video. I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I'll show you the dismissal. I tweaked the demand for dismissal based on what he did. So what I did was in the writ of discovery, I demanded a response within 15 days to show the evidence of jurisdiction. That is a proper response under Federal Rule 7. Okay? See, when you get noticed to appear in court, you have to respond a certain way. And one of the responses is you have a right to see the evidence against you. Now, what's one way of doing it? Well, it's a writ of discovery, okay, and a writ and the bill of particulars. Okay, so one, we use the discovery for physical evidence, and then we use the bill of particulars, or BOP, to see the nature and the cause of the evidence and the facts and the charges being brought against you. Okay, they're alleging you got to pay child support, but here's the thing: they just can't see. The government just can't pick an arbitrary law, which, oh, by the way, just happens to make the states money. And we're going to say, you know what? We're going to enforce this law on this person. No, you can't do that. You can only enforce the law when somebody's violating the law. You understand? So, where is the evidence that you aren't paying child support? Where's the evidence? Now, the bill of particulars, where is the evidence? Okay? So that's what we're going on. All right, so listen, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys later.